focus not on the darkness, child. Keep your eyes on the light toward which you're going. Putting strength in every lonely mile. Giving all these feelings in the smoke. When you're gone, the wall comes down. All the places you once hated disappear. You'll stumble and crash, gather round the stone in the oak. Rocket, I just been there too. I dream it's your life. Gonna drag you down. Gonna claim you. Dirty up your crown. Find a reason to defy.
Hi, I'm Madison Roberts from Spinnaker Radio, and welcome to another episode of On the Couch. And today we're with Fort Defiance. Hey, guys.
Hey.
Thanks for sitting down with us. So we're going to start this off with some would you rather questions to loosen them all up, loosen up. So, would you rather live your entire life in a virtual reality where all your wishes are granted, or in the real world?
Real world, absolutely.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good answer. Would you rather see 10 minutes into the future of your own future, or 10 minutes into somebody else's future of your choice?
My own.
I think somebody else's.
Also mine?
Also yours. Sure, yeah. Walter's. I want to see 10 minutes into my dog's future. It's the same thing as he's currently doing.
I don't want to see that.
All right. So, great answers. Great job. So now that we're all warmed up, so how did you guys originally meet? How did you two meet?
Yep.
We met at Robert's Western World, which is a honky-tonk in Nashville. He likes to remind me that it was an after Valentine's Day party thing for single people, which I didn't know. I didn't know that was going on. I was there with my roommate. He thought my roommate and I were lovers. And my roommate thought he was cute, so I told her to hit on him, and then somehow we started talking, and I was like, I'm a musician, and it was really awkward, and I was working on networking, so I was trying to introduce myself as a musician, so then we started playing music after that, which was also really awkward and bad at first, but
It was so bad.
We figured ourselves out after that.
So did you two both have solo careers where you just played in like local venues and that kind of thing, and then you combined forces, or?
I was touring all over the country by myself, and I hired her to come out with me for 3 weeks. Oddly enough, here in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And
Where in Florida was it?
Miami, West Palm, Orlando, DeLand. We played in DeLand.
Landapalooza.
Delandapalooza, yeah.
But
That
I had
was-
been playing, but then I played as a teenager, and then I kind of stopped in college, and I majored in recording industry, and so I wanted to put myself out there as a behind-the-scenes person, and I didn't want people to know that I played music at all. So I basically had stopped playing until a couple months before I met Jordan.
How did the name for Defiance come about?
I was driving to Virginia to help my parents move, and I passed Fort Defiance, which is about an hour and a half west of, east of Nashville. And there was 3 of us originally that were starting the band, and I just texted them, "What about this as a band name?" None of us really liked it. And then my dad texted me, and they were moving to Fort Defiance, Virginia, and the street that went into the actual fort was Laurel Lane, and her name is Laurel Lane. So we kind of got stuck on that.
Then I was like, fine, I guess we can name the band that, even though it's already a movie and a bazillion cities and actual places. And like, we're never gonna come up on Google, but we're finally coming up on Google, like on the first page.
So you guys have traveled, well, you've toured a lot, and you have also toured now over 200 shows, over 40 states. Is that correct?
Yeah, we played every state but Maine and Montana.
So you're on the road a lot. How do you manage to stay sane on the road? Are there secrets to it, or?
We just got it all out the first year, I think. It was right after we had gotten married and we went on the road full time. It was a terrible, terrible year, and we fought a lot. And there would be times where I'd just like get out of the van and shut the door and be like, "Leave me here!"
In Phoenix, Arizona, 130 degrees, and you just left. I followed her in the van at like 10 miles an hour. This is what we're talking about on this thing, yeah.
Yeah. But no,
that-
now it's, I mean, now we kind of got through all of the possible problems you could have
Yeah, the last
being
2
in the
years have
van
been
together,
easy.
so it's been great.
It's more of what we just do at this point.
Yeah, it's just normal.
Like, people talk about going on tour for 2 or 3 weeks and like, oh, wore me out. It's like, yeah, because it's not a habit. And it's like when you go out for 11 months straight, it's how you all live. That's what every day is. It becomes a routine. Like our dog who's running around, he's over there. He likes to be in the van more than he likes to be at home. He's used to it now, so I think it happens with us too.
So your album, so hold on, let me. So your album, The Haunts of Youth, came out March 2017, right? Right? Is that right? So how do you get your inspiration for those songs, or just songs in general?
Mine normally come from breakups, so I'm not really writing much these days.
You haven't written in a while.
No, I haven't.
I read a lot. I don't really know why songs come out like they do necessarily, because I tend to write more just while I'm driving or mowing the lawn or something. Never really sit down and intentionally write something. But they definitely are more just, I feel like I kind of take down defenses and just write whatever however it happens to come out. So I apparently have a lot of trust issues, but that's her fault, I guess.
Is there one song on that album that stands out to either one of you that you want to go over a little bit?
I think maybe Things Will Make Sense When We're Grown is probably probably my favorite song on that album. Well, The Haunts of Youth, I always said is my favorite song I've ever written, but I don't think on the recording of it, it's my favorite recorded song we've ever done.
I think, I mean, a lot of people think of their songs as their children. Like, it's hard for me to choose which one.
No,
If
it's
you
not.
not you. I'm just saying a lot of people think that way. But when I look at it at that perspective, like I saw Snowfall as like the child with the most potential, but then like he dropped out of high school. I thought that was going to be my favorite song, but on the recording it's not my favorite song.
It's interesting
But
how
still
that
playing
happens.
it. I really like playing it.
Yeah. I just mess up the words.
Yeah, you mess up the words.
Does that happen often when you're performing? And it's not that you forgot something, but maybe you just
Only
got
that
something.
song.
Only that
Only that song, yeah. we do it so often. We play almost every night. And so most stuff is just automatic. And half the time, I'm thinking about something completely different. I'm not really thinking about the song at all, about what we're going to do next or something, I don't know, something else. What the score is of some basketball game, I don't know. But on Snowfall, for some reason, that's the one song. We'll do it tonight just to see if we mess it up.
It's funny because I'm the opposite. Like, I have to be very focused on the structure of the song and all of the words, and like basically only be visualizing the lyrics and chords for the songs.
What do you picture when you're singing or when you're performing? Is there something that you're focused, but are you picturing something else? Or
Oh, I'm definitely picturing like the actual like sheet music. Like, I have to be picturing that, otherwise I will have no idea what song we're singing.
That's
Whereas
funny.
he's thinking about what's
Usually
10
I'm
minutes in
thinking
the
about
future.
what's going to happen next. Yeah, there you go. You'd want to see 10 minutes into my future.
I don't want to see
Expect
10 minutes
that.
in your future. That is too far ahead.
Usually I'm trying to read, if it's a live performance, trying to read a reaction to what we're currently doing and then determine what we need to do next. Because we don't use set lists. So we could really do anything next. And usually, definitely the last 30 seconds of a song are determining what the next song is going to be. In the middle of the song, like I said, a lot of times I just totally zone out. One time I thought of a recipe, and it's like, I could make that when we go home. That was a long song. That was a pretty long song we played.
this might be a weird question, but so that you don't have a set list, so you guys are in the moment. You guys are kind of like not winging it, but you guys do what you want to do at that moment. Is that how you would say you kind of live your life, like throughout the tour, even though sometimes you have a planned show? Like, I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that, but do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we're pretty regimented because we're booked so far in advance, so we kind of have the overall schedule if we know where we have to be at 8 p.m. every night. But during the day, we don't really do anything. I mean, sometimes we don't do anything, but a lot of times we'll do radio promo or stuff like this, or we'll just go to antique stores and buy the same shirts over and over again. And, yeah, but no, I think so, because I mean, there's some times where we're just, do you want to go do this random thing? We'll go do that. The winter's harder though. The winter, we're more likely to just do something weird because it's so cold and you got to get out of the van.
Anything to stay warm.
Anything to stay warm. Like, we watched some really dumb movies just to be warm. A lot of dumb movies.
Top dumb movies, go.
Top dumb movie?
I don't know.
The Phantom Thread.
Oh, that's not even dumb. It's just bad.
Have you seen? Oh, I forgot the name of it. It's like Mac and Me.
No.
No, I'm just going off. Well, it's the top dumb movie that you got to put on your list.
Oh, man.
And I'm just saying, it's like an E.T. hybrid. Like, it was made like 6 years after E.T., and the budget is non-existent. It's like, it's a big ad for McDonald's. Literally, McDonald's sponsored this movie, and they just said, hey, you can do whatever you want with this movie, just McDonald's has to be in it. And it's fantastic. I'm just saying.
Man, that's incredible.
It's
Can't believe
bad.
we've never heard of
Yeah,
this.
see, like, that stuff, though, that is bad, good. It's so bad it becomes awesome. This is just when you just go to the theater to stay warm and you watch whatever is showing at 2:18.
That was that weird thing where they turned the people into horses.
That wasn't terrible, though.
It wasn't terrible, but it was definitely weird.
Yeah, but I don't know. We could talk about this all night. We're stuck.
All right. So what can we and the fans expect for the future of Fort Defiance?
Definitely more shows. We have a lot of shows. There's several hundred more shows lined up.
I know he's got a whole album worked out in his head.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy, too.
And a lot of songs that we need to learn. So,
Yeah,
whatever
definitely.
that can happen. So buy a CD or T-shirt so we can make money to record another album.
Thank you so much for sitting down with us today. That was another episode of On the Couch with Fort Defiance. And stay tuned for more On the Couch.
I'm tired of change, and I'm tired of waiting for change to come. So I've been praying that my peace won't fall away from me. I can't wait, I feel my answers coming down. And sooner erase all of the certainty as I once believed. Lead me home, oh, I got nowhere to carry on the weight that's been placed on. Lead me home for one more night, for one more night. The rain breaking of all my fears, but I can't take the blame for how the stars have made you leave. And let you feel like you were justified in everything. But right down the road in my head, it's not meant for me. Oh, I got nowhere to carry on the weight that's been placed on me. For one more night, for one more night, for one more night, for one more night, for one more night. Baby, I'm your man. I guess you found something perfect in an imperfect world, don't you know? It's true. You belong with me and I belong with you.